7 Deadly Sins.
Pride, an excessive belief in one's abilities that interferes with the individual's recognition of the grace of God. Imagine you're a talented doctor praised by everyone. Over time, your success makes you proud, and you start believing you don't need anyone's help and forgetting to include God in your success. One day, a challenging case arises. Ignoring advice, you tackle it alone and fail. This humbles you. You learn that true success requires humility, teamwork, and gratitude for God's gifts. Proverbs 16:18. Pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. James 4:6. But he giveth more grace. Wherefore he saith, God resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. Proverbs 11:2. When pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with the lowly is wisdom. Envy, the desire for others' traits, status, abilities, or situation. Consider having a friend who's achieving great success while you face struggles. You start feeling envious, focusing on their accomplishments rather than your own path. This envy turns into resentment, and you distance yourself, harming the friendship. Your fixation on their success blinds you to your own opportunities, causing you to miss out on personal growth and happiness. Proverbs 14:30. A sound heart is the life of the flesh, but envy the rottenness of the bones. James 3:16. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work. Galatians 5:26. Let us not be desirous of vain glory, provoking one another, envying one another. Gluttony, an inordinate desire to consume more than that which one requires. Picture yourself indulging in your favorite foods regularly. At first, it brings pleasure, but soon you notice health issues, weight gain, fatigue, and medical concerns. Your gluttony affects your physical well-being, leading to more serious health problems. The short-term satisfaction of overindulgence costs you long-term health, making it harder to enjoy life's activities and moments with loved ones. Proverbs 23:20-21. Be not among winebibbers, among riotous eaters of flesh. For the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty, and drowsiness shall clothe a man with rags. Philippians 3:19. Whose end is destruction, whose God is their belly, and whose glory is in their shame, who mind earthly things. Proverbs 25:16. Hast thou found honey? Eat so much as is sufficient for thee, lest thou be filled therewith and vomit it. Lust, an inordinate craving for the pleasures of the body. Imagine a constant craving for material possessions, sensory pleasures, and sexual experiences consumes you. You start over, spending on luxurious items and chasing the thrill of new acquisitions. This lust for indulgence drains your finances, leading you into debt. Simultaneously, you pursue fleeting sexual encounters, seeking excitement without considering the emotional consequences. Your preoccupation with satisfying these desires leads you to neglect responsibilities at work and home. Over time, your career suffers as you miss deadlines and perform poorly. Relationships with friends and family become strained due to your erratic behavior. The fleeting pleasure from these indulgences ultimately leads to long-term consequences, leaving you stressed, financially unstable, and emotionally unfulfilled. Your unchecked lust for gratification hinders your personal and professional growth, creating a cycle of dissatisfaction and regret. Matthew 5:28. But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart. 1 John 2:16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. 1 Corinthians 6:18. Flee fornication. Every sin that a man doeth is without the body, but he that committeth fornication sinneth against his own body. Anger. A strong feeling of annoyance, displeasure, or hostility. Imagine frequently losing your temper with family and friends, creating a hostile environment that makes others anxious and distant. In heated arguments, hurtful words are said, causing irreparable rifts. Over time, your anger isolates you as others choose to avoid the conflict you bring. The inability to manage anger erodes relationships, leaving you lonely and full of regret. Recognizing the impact of uncontrolled anger on our lives and relationships is crucial. Seeking help and developing healthy ways to manage anger is key to nurturing strong, positive connections with others. James 1:19 through 20. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of God. Ephesians 4:26. Be ye angry and sin not, let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Proverbs 15:1. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. Greed, covetousness. The desire for material wealth or gain, ignoring the realm of the spiritual. Think about constantly striving for more money and possessions, believing they will bring happiness. You work long hours, neglecting family, friends, and even your relationship with God. Eventually, your health deteriorates and your relationships suffer. Despite material wealth, you feel empty and disconnected. Greed closes your eyes to life's true riches, love, health, meaningful connections, and spiritual fulfillment, leaving you unfulfilled and distant from God's blessings. 1 Timothy 6:10. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith, and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Luke 12:15. And he said unto them, Take heed, and beware of covetousness. For a man's life consisteth not in the abundance of the things which he possesseth. Hebrews 13:5. Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have. For he hath said, I will never leave thee, nor forsake thee. Sloth, the avoidance of physical or spiritual work. You have big dreams and goals, but constantly procrastinate, preferring leisure over effort. Opportunities pass by as you choose comfort over action. You neglect your responsibilities, including your spiritual life and relationship with God. Over time, you see friends achieve their aspirations while you remain stagnant. Your sloth hinders your growth and distances you from God's purpose for your life. The habit of laziness leaves you unaccomplished and filled with regret, realizing too late the value of diligence and faithfulness. Proverbs 19:15. Slothfulness casteth into a deep sleep, and an idle soul shall suffer hunger. Proverbs 6:9 through 11. How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep, so shall thy poverty come as one that travelleth, and thy want as an armed man. Ecclesiastes 10:18. By much slothfulness the building decayeth, and through idleness of the hands the house droppeth through.